We got a quick announcement before we get into the episode. We just wanted to let you know that we shared some news about Xbox Live that is actually no longer true. We record these in advance, so we actually learned about the news right after we recorded it. So if you get to that portion, just know it's no longer true. When we talk about Xbox Live, if you haven't heard about it, they have taken back what they said and have actually made their statement better. It's now Xbox Live will be free for free-to-play games, but you'll still have to pay the $60 a year for every other paid game. So we thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the Co-OpCast. We're ready to get going here today. Ready, excited to talk about our subjects, and very excited to be with each other. I've been working all day, so I'm excited to actually do something else other than homework. How are you two doing? How are your weeks going? What's going on in your lives?
I'll let you go, Carter. I got nothing to say.
No, I'm good, man. Super good. I'm also glad to be here. It's a good feeling getting back with you guys, getting a recording session done. I think it's something we all like to do, especially after a long day of doing something we don't like to do, like homework, work, whatever. Yeah, been good. Just hanging out, I actually have an announcement if you guys want to hear
Say
it.
it, man.
Hit it.
So,
You're pregnant.
So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I'll put this up on the screen. I'm getting a puppy. We're getting a puppy.
Aw.
Nice.
So in 3 weeks, we're gonna go pick him up, drive like an hour away, and yeah, we're getting a puppy. It's crazy.
Cute.
And the crazy thing is we decided to make him an indoor dog, which we've never had before. So we're going to be learning a lot of how to take care of an indoor dog, because I was raised just always having an outdoor dog. So
So you're gonna get ready for it to pee everywhere, huh?
right. Well, we're kind of secluding it to a certain part of the house, so it doesn't have all the freedom in the world. We're gonna be like kennel training it so it can be in its cage thing at certain times and get it really house trained. Because all my life I've always wanted like a really super trained dog, which would be awesome, especially to have on the farm. And so I think both me and my wife are really motivated, and we're just diving in with this experience. So yeah, we got 3 weeks to prepare. We're excited.
Well, I know back in high
Nice.
school you had a German Shepherd. No, a
Golden
Golden
Retriever.
Retriever, and you trained it a lot.
Yeah, I
you
taught
were
her a
really
few
big into
tricks.
training it. I remember.
Yeah, I didn't like train her like behavior stuff, just kind of fun tricks. Like I'd
Yeah.
shoot my fingers at her and go pew pew, and she'd fall on her back with her arms up.
Uh-huh.
But the puppy we're getting is it's mainly a German or a Golden Retriever / Border Collie, and it doesn't
Ooh.
look like a Golden Retriever at
Not
all.
at all. Yeah.
But I hope it grows up to kind of resemble a Golden Retriever, because I love Golden Retrievers. But it's definitely like a brownish blackish color, so that'll be
Gotcha.
interesting.
My
We're
like
excited.
dream dog is to get a golden doodle, if you know what that is.
Labradoodle?
Yeah.
A golden doodle. It's a golden retriever with a poodle.
Oh, poodle.
Yeah.
Nice.
They just don't shed, so.
Yeah. Well, we're excited. It's a kind of a big step for us, because we just moved into a new house, and now we're adding a new member to our family. But we're excited because we're not too worried about the poop and the pee, because our whole house is almost all tile and wood flooring. So there's only one like section that he might be able to get access to, which is carpeted. But for now, he won't have any access there. But
your living room, where your TV and couch is, that's carpet, right?
Yeah,
that's the only spot.
That's really the only place that it can get to.
Yeah.
There's no door that can close there. But we're actually just blocking it from like the laundry room to the rest of the house where I'm at here.
Oh, got you.
So it has a good amount of space, but we're still going to, make sure it's in a controlled environment. We're not just going to let it loose.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else? How's any new updates with you guys?
Not really. Like, this week's been kind of crazy because today I actually turned in my lesson plan, and I'm teaching next week in the high school here, and I'm nervous as heck, man. Like,
Good luck.
I've been working on this one assignment for like 4 hours today just because I'm scared to turn it in, and I finally turned it in, and it feels like a weight off my shoulders.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that feeling when you just get done with something that's just been burdening you for even like weeks at a time. Just finally take it off and you just feel so relaxed. Oh,
But it's not fully taken off until next Friday when I actually get into the classroom and teach.
yeah.
Are you nervous?
No, don't worry about it too much. Don't worry.
Are you nervous to teach?
A little bit. It's gonna be my first real experience.
Yeah.
So
The best thing is just be natural, man. Like if you're freaking out and the kids or the high schoolers see that, they're just gonna tease
walk
you.
all over you. Be like, this guy's a chump.
You gotta be natural, you gotta be fun, but you also gotta make sure that they don't walk all over you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fine line.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to get in the news?
I do.
The big news of the day of the last couple days that just came up.
The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. So yeah, say it.
What's
All
going on?
right. Well, for those listening, Xbox just announced that their gold membership is not going to be $60 a year. It's going to be $60 every 6 months. So it's going to be $120 a year.
Gosh,
So,
dang it!
Like why? You're already paying for your own internet. Why do you have to use their service? Why do you have to pay $120 a year for their service?
I don't know, man. Like,
They shouldn't even have to
Xbox
charge
been-
you.
No.
yeah. Xbox has been making some really good strides in the last couple months with the new series console, and then they do something like that. It's just like they're the same old company, man.
Yeah.
Bring my hopes up and then throw them in the trash.
Man. When I got
But-
my PC on Steam, I was actually surprised because I played Xbox before, and when I switched to Steam on the PC, I was surprised to see that there's no like fee to play online, which was a big bonus for me. I was really happy to see that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and it's a good lead into what we're talking about today, right?
Yep. We're not. We're not necessarily. I don't know if we're just talking about the pros and cons of PC gaming and console gaming, and how we vibe them both. Kind of our feelings about them, because neither of us are haters, and none of us are. I mean, we love both, but we don't necessarily. We see the benefits of having both in your life. We just kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, like for me, I have a Nintendo Switch and a PC, so I get kind of both worlds. You know, I don't have the Xbox or the PlayStation, but I'm really satisfied with having a PC with the Switch.
Yeah.
It's a good combination.
Oh, and I forgot. I do have news, actually. Seeing as I'm a poor college student, I sold my Series X today.
Wait,
No
what?
way.
You sold it already?
Yeah.
Oh
Are you
my
kidding me?
god.
Dude, I can't have both consoles. It's too much money.
Man,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I decided
either.
2 days ago. Yesterday. Yeah.
Was it hard?
It's hard. But me and Stace talked about it. Here's what I've come down to. The PC, since I still have Game Pass and I still plan on having it because I want those games. My PC is basically an Xbox. That's a PC. I'll be able to play Halo, all the games that I want. And I still got, with Game Pass, you get EA Play, which will give me Madden and all that stuff. So I don't feel like I'm losing a lot. It's sad. The Series X is great. If I was in a different financial situation, I would definitely keep it. I will buy a console in the future, but for now, I just had to let it go because I didn't feel like I should keep my PC and a console. But
I've actually, like, I was thinking about it because I've seen you were playing Warzone a lot recently on PC. I was like, huh. I figured he'd go back to the Xbox if he wanted to play Warzone.
oh yeah,
So I don't know. I was just kind of really subtly wondering
yeah.
what if something was going on.
Yep.
So did you just find someone really quick, like just like that, to buy it?
In the last 24 hours, 25 people messaged me about it, all in this tiny area of Washington. So
Did you sell it for like $1,200?
no, I could have. Everyone's selling it online for like 700 even though it's $500. I sold it for $500 because I've used it for 2 months, pretty much every day for 2 months, and I didn't feel like I should make it cost more than it does. So
Gotcha.
I got my losses back. So it's like I never owned it, money wise. And but with the pack I bought, I got the Xbox Elite controller, so I kept that baby because it's beautiful.
It's a good idea. And you can use that on the PC.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Because there's games you need a controller.
Like, dude, playing Warzone for me, I tried for like 3 days on mouse and keyboard, and I just can't keep up. I switched back to controller on it. Like, it's so hard.
The only thing I can use the controller with is like driving games, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Grand Theft Auto. Other than that, I have
and sport games. You can't play sport games. I mean, you don't play sport games, but PC is basically impossible.
Right. Yeah, other than that, I've completely switched over to PC. I remember a couple months before you got the Series X, I played Warzone at your house with the Xbox One, and I couldn't even get close to aiming at some person. It was bad.
Yep. You look like my dad when he tried to play it. I can't believe how much you lost your, like, what do you call that?
It's my
muscle memory. Yeah, you just completely lost it.
Like, it's not even it's a whole totally different muscle. All you're using is your thumb.
Thumbs
but with the mouse, you're using your shoulders, your elbow, your wrists, your fingers. I mean, the palm of your hand, everything. So it's something I have lost, like, completely.
It's crazy.
I cannot. Even Halo, I've tried Halo after that, and I think I got 1 kill in like 10 minutes.
So bad, man. Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's my sad news. Rest in peace.
Sorry to hear that, man.
That's okay. I had to get a PC for my career, for the podcast, because I want to edit. It's much better to edit on this than a laptop. It just made more sense.
And it doesn't sound like a jet engine.
Yep. My Razer laptop is so loud. It's beautiful, but it's so loud. I'll get a console in the future. But yeah. So I guess, what do we want to start talking about?
Should we just go down the pros and cons of each one, PC and console?
Yeah.
Each of our thoughts?
Let's do that. One thing I miss, because I think I've been a PC gamer more than you guys have been.
Way more, yeah.
And one thing I've missed over the years is, what did we call it a couple episodes ago? Couch gaming or whatever?
Yeah.
I miss couch gaming because I have a couple games on my Steam that would be perfect for couch gaming, but I just can't haul my big blocky PC into the living room, and I can't like plug in all wireless controllers and sit on the it's not worth it. And so to have a group of people come into my small little office here and play a couch game, it just doesn't really work. And that's one thing I really miss is playing those, just kind of like a Super Smash Bros. Kind of game together.
That's why you've got a Switch though, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where I get that satisfaction from, is, from the Switch. That's pretty much why that's why I'll always have a Nintendo console, I think, just for that kind of experience.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I'm grateful for my brother. He always seems to have the Xbox whenever we want to do like a big group game. He always has the Jackbox Party Pack ready to roll on his Xbox.
That's the thing, because I have like 5 out of 6 or like 6 out of 7 of those games on my PC, but if we had a big group of friends over, I can't. I mean, I can. It's just so much effort.
Can't you
unplug my computer and put it all the way into the living room, plug it into the TV, figure out how to connect to the internet from that area?
Can't you use Steam Link?
I think so.
Yeah.
I had one before, but I sold it. But maybe it'll work better in this house.
I need to research it more. But I know my brother-in-law, he talked to me about it. He's like, you need to connect your Steam to your... Because I have a big, nice TV. He's like, you need to connect your Steam to your TV. That could be a way you can play Jackbox.
Because I don't play any of my Jackbox games anymore because I used to when I had my laptop. And now I don't have it. And now there's no point of all of us sitting in this little office. Like, oh yeah, let's go into my office and play Jackbox. Oh, let's bring like all the chairs in here and just cramp together and look at the small little monitor.
Seriously?
Yeah. But there's pros and cons for both.
Oh yeah. What's one pro that you have, Sawyer, for console?
If I had to give one, I was gonna say couch gaming because that's the big one that I love.
Do you want me to go?
Well, I like to be able to, since I'm a big sports gamer, I like to be able to sit back on a couch and play my sport games, my more relaxed games. And I feel like on a PC, you're more in just the physical nature of it at a desk. It's kind of doesn't feel the same.
You have to lean forward into it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same. But that's the first one that's coming to my head right now. Yeah, I like the casualness of it for my certain casual games. When I'm playing like competitive games, I'm up on the couch with my back up, all up close. But that's a pro I like of console. And I have it on a big TV, so multiple people can watch too.
Right. And it is nice being able to lean back sometimes because I never really do. And I know I play with Colin sometimes, and he kind of mentions that after we play, his shoulder kind of hurts because we're both kind of leaning forward in our chairs against the keyboard and mouse. Whereas in console, you can be like in a different position because you don't have to use your whole arm, like I said earlier, for the mouse.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to be in like an actual position to move the mouse.
Yeah, my shoulder starts hurting after about 3 hours of gaming. Like if I go over 3 hours, and after I'm done, it's usually about a half hour after we're done gaming that my shoulder just kind of like, what the freak did you do to me? Kind of.
So yeah, what do you got, Colin?
What do I got? So, my pro for console deals with an age group. It doesn't deal with like us as gamers, but it deals with like people starting to get into gaming. It's a lot easier to get into gaming when you have a console versus a PC, I think, because that is its purpose. When people that haven't gamed before, or when kids haven't gamed before, you really have to teach them that the PC isn't only for gaming, but it can have games on it. Whereas when you have an Xbox, it's like that's what it's used for. Like that's what I like about a console, is because you can teach your kid like this is what gaming's for. This is for work, kind of a thing.
Yeah, this is a bigger pro than one I said, but it's also a con as well. I love how on an Xbox, the developers make the game for my console, so it works perfectly. I don't have to stress about anything because I know that the video game I bought will work, and it'll work the best it can on what I have because there's a person who made it for me. But on PC, it doesn't work that way. They just they give it to you, and they tell you to fix to make it work, make it work for you and what you have. So they kind of coddle you on an Xbox. I mean, not a console, and it's kind of a pro and con both ways. But that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is I feel like I have to work for it a little more.
It's a con for me that you're pretty much locked into what you get with the Xbox or a PlayStation, whereas it's not too hard to get the settings that you want in a PC because most games have a button that you click that will go to where they recommend from what parts you have for your PC. And then it'll actually have a bar that shows you if you go over the line, then that's going to damage your PC over time. But if you stay under that bar of like graphical usage, it will remain good and it will be fine. But then again, it is awesome to just get the game and know that it's going to run well. Whereas maybe sometimes you get a game and your computer's not good enough to where we wasted money.
That's the problem.
You wasted money and now your game runs really bad. Like when I first got Minecraft, I got it on my parents' computer when I was living with my parents, and it was probably running at like 12 frames per second.
Oof.
And I didn't care. I was so happy that I could actually play Minecraft for the first time instead of just like watching it. And so,
how old were you?
I know I was probably in 6th grade.
Oh wow.
But I know it sucked, but I was happy nonetheless playing it. But I couldn't live with it forever.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
If you want to make your graphics worse, you can have better frames. But I don't want to deal with that. I just want the best graphics and the best frames they can give me. You know what I'm saying? So it's annoying when it's like, okay, I could be more smooth, it could be a little more smooth, so I'm gonna turn the graphics down. But now my visuals don't look good, so then I have to deal with that, and that pisses me off.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, I get your point. It is true. It's nice to be able to have full control of the video game and feel like it's yours. But at the same time, no one's there like backing you up. No one cares. They're just making a game, and you have to deal with it if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft's not gonna, like, if it was on Xbox and it failed on the Xbox, Microsoft could bail you out. Like, it's not performing well, we're gonna fix it for you. But for the PC, they don't care.
Yeah, it all depends on how good your computer is.
Yeah.
Because if you lower your graphics and it gets faster frames, it still would probably more than 30 frames per second, which would be locked on the Xbox One. I know the Series X is a lot higher now, correct?
Yeah, it's 120.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big jump. That's probably my most impressed. I'm most impressed with that upgrade, is the frames.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when I would go back and watch games that would be locked at 30 frames per second when I'm used to like 150.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I just
get used to something
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people who've never played on 150 don't know what it's like, so they don't really care that it's 30.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a thing for every crowd.
Well, and that's why I think my pro that I just said was good, is because it's easy to just start going, and it's like you just jump in, kind of a thing, and play your game. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a pro. If you guys don't have one,
Go for it.
Exclusives is the easy pro. Consoles are given video game exclusives to bring people to their platform. For those who don't know, PlayStation and Xbox, they both have games that are only on them. You can't get on PC. I feel like consoles have more AAA games, and there's like a lot of crappier games on PC you can get, like not fully made, cheaper games. But the good thing right now with PC is Microsoft's starting to put all their games on PC, so you're starting to get a lot of theirs, but you won't be able to get PlayStations. That's another thing. That's big.
So I want to know the statistic. That's the word. I want to know the statistic of how many of those exclusives are just released on console get to PC, because like that's how it was for so many games, and then they end up on PC like 2 years later or a year later, and then you still get them. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, didn't that start on like console only, and then it came to PC, or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
It came to PC about a year later.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you have to wait a little longer, but I don't know. How much more money do you think they would have made if they would have just released it to PC too?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I get your point. The problem is, at least for me, I don't really want to play a year-old game, really. Usually, because the hype comes and it's gone. Like I know when Bethesda was bought by Xbox, people were talking about how Xbox might make them a year exclusives, and then people were complaining because if they make the games come on PlayStation a year later, they're basically dead already. You know?
Yeah,
that's the problem. But it's good to be able to have that option come to you.
That is true. Like, you're gonna kill the game if you don't release it to all of them, and then that brings your people to your console, so you make more money as like Xbox.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why a video game company would like limit themselves to that, except for like Bethesda. They got bought for like what, $1 billion. Like, they could care less. They're swimming in cash. This is console versus PC. We're not.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Talking about all that. So so that is a big pro for consoles, is they do have the exclusives.
Yeah, because like back in the day, if you were on if you're on PC, you couldn't play Halo Reach when it was big, and that would sway you to want to buy a Xbox. Or
I mean, I can tell you the opposite, that PC has exclusives as well.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike, League of Legends, World of Warcraft. You know, there's tons.
It's all like a taste. It's all about your tastes. You know what you want. Because PlayStation has so many AAA games that are exclusive, but I don't have any interest in them.
Valorant, another one.
Yeah, it's just if you have the flavor for those games, then
All right, I'm ready to bag on consoles. Let's go. My biggest con is that you're limited at what you can do. You can only do like controller. You can only do video games. You can't you can get a YouTube on it, but why would you get YouTube on it when you have like your phone or your PC? Like, I don't know. It's very limiting with a console. That's my big con for it.
I have so many, man.
It's because you're a freaking elitist, man. That's why I have it for a con for a PC.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin.
give your top 3 right now.
How about we start with paid subscriptions to play online?
Yes, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
There's that. You're paying for your internet, unless your parents are paying for your internet when you're younger. You're buying a TV, you're buying the console, the controllers, the game, and then they want to ask you to pay for their service. I mean, it feels like one of them did it, so the other had to.
That is
Sony
now
doesn't
they
do
both
anymore.
can't. Really? So
Sony
why is
does.
Xbox? So why is Xbox not doing it? They feel like they can still control their side with. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of the situation with. I feel like Fortnite was one of the first games where they let anyone play it. It's free, but it's the game that probably made the most money within a year ever.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it's a risk factor, right?
Right.
If no one plays their game and they make it free, then we'll make $0 on all the work they made. So you have to have a.
Do you think that the fans of Xbox would? Do you think there'd be more players that would get Xbox if it was a free service?
Oh no, definitely. I'm talking about video games that are free. But yeah,
Right.
they need to make.
Well, I'm just kind of comparing that where there's that risk factor, but I'm saying like a game like Fortnite made I don't even know. Do I dare say $1 billion?
Like a few billion
so much money, and
but
it's free. And the things that they make money off of don't benefit the player at all. The skins don't do anything. There's probably a big number of people that have never spent a dime on Fortnite, but Fortnite still makes money. And I feel like
the top thing in Google says $1.8 billion. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but almost almost 2 billion.
Right.
Like that's just ridiculous.
I just can't get over that. I can't see that in my life when I've been exposed to PC. I mean, I paid $20 for a whole year with Switch, and I hardly use it, but it was easy to do that.
I forgot they make you pay for that.
But like that's what I was about to say is that they're $20, but it's $20, and then your online sucks. Like Smash Bros. Online is just terrible most of the time. Like, why am I paying $20 to play on your servers that aren't even good? Like,
yeah.
And didn't you say, Sawyer, that they're doing the boost to promote Game Pass, so get more people onto Game Pass?
Yeah, that's what an article said. I don't know if Xbox would say that, but maybe that article is just theorizing that if they make gold cost $120, that it'll push people on the Game Pass because Game Pass has gold on it already. So I don't know why they do that. But yeah, it would make sense. If you are still going to pay gold and you're not going to pay for Game Pass, that's ridiculous. People just don't understand. But
that just seems coming to me too, because Game Pass is $15 a month. So 15, 30, 60 for 4 months. You're paying 8 months, 60 more. You're paying 8 months of gold for Game Pass instead of a year for gold. Like, this would have really pissed me off if this happened in 2017, 2018, where the only game I was really playing was Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing a $20 game anyway, and I'm still paying you $60 a year to play my $20 game on my Xbox.
Yeah. when you could play it for free on PC.
If I had one back then.
Yeah. So wait, you said PlayStation doesn't make you pay for gold anymore?
I don't think so. I don't think they have an online service.
Really?
Look it up real quick. Huh. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what Siggy told me. Shout out Siggy. If you haven't listened to that episode, go look at it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He was also with us in Sawyer's first Warzone win, so
Check out that video on our channel.
yeah, I guess that was one of the announcements that we were gonna say, and we forgot to at the beginning. Go ahead and be expecting us to be putting a little bit more videos out. And I don't expect like 2 videos a week or anything, but like we're gonna put a little more videos out here and there of gaming videos. We already have the Warzone one of Sawyer, and we're gonna tease you a little bit with the next video is probably gonna be a Valorant video. So be on the lookout for that.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, PlayStation still has it.
Really? Okay.
$60.
And I don't know where
It's half the price of Xbox now, though. That's. I could see PlayStation going to 120 like they did before, because Xbox did 60 before them, and then they switched.
Gotcha. I wonder where I heard that from. It might just be a stupid rumor that I heard.
But man, this sucks for Xbox people because they were making so much. They were making a lot of headlines. They were making their brand better, and now they'd go and do this. Oof. That's annoying.
Like, pull a scummy move, and especially if it is to push people to Game Pass, that's still scummy to me. Because, like, you're just pushing more people to buy your membership, your Game Pass membership, that will make, in the long term, make you more money than if they would have just stayed with the gold membership. Like,
yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they got everyone onto Game Pass and then decided to up the price of Game Pass
to like $20. Like,
so
make another $5 a month.
We'll see what happens.
Should we move to PC? The pros and cons, or do you have more cons you want to talk about? Do you want to rip at it more, Carter?
Nah, I don't want to make people mad. I'm not a hater of Xbox or PlayStation. I'm just glad that I'm not having to deal with the whole console war situation. I'm just glad I don't have to pick a side. I can just play on my computer. Because the community on the PC feels like it's just as big as the community on console. I don't really notice a difference. But I love that I don't have to listen to people saying that PlayStation is better or Xbox is better, and I can just play my games with the same people, even though they have different computers, different specs on their computer. We're all playing the same game. It doesn't matter, and I think that's what's awesome about crossplay lately.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
beautiful.
A lot of games are crossplay now, and it kind of unites us together. It allows us to play the same game together, and I feel like it's not benefiting one side to the other. Like if you're on PlayStation playing against someone on the Xbox, it's really not. You're not really at an advantage or a disadvantage. So I'm happy with that. I'm glad that that's kind of uniting us.
We need a crossplay in our politics today. but seriously,
that's where we'll leave it.
But seriously though, I love crossplay. One of the biggest things that you'd always get the thing that your friends, you'd always get the console or PC to what your friends are playing, because one of the whole points of gaming is you can talk with your friends and play with your friends. And this completely takes that out of it. We can all have what we want and play with each other still. I can't wait until every single game's crossplay. It all works smoothly, and just I love it because with my new PC, I can now play with my brothers who are on Xbox, and it's just smooth as It's not perfect, obviously, because there's still some of those things that happen. But yeah,
I wonder how different my life or our lives would be if we didn't start on Xbox. Like, and I kind of blame our cousins, me and Carter, our cousins, for getting us into Xbox, because they're like the first ones that we ever saw with an Xbox. But like, I just wonder how different our lives would be if we started on PC or if we started with PlayStation, if there would be a difference. Like,
yeah, that's true, because I actually played a lot of PC games when I was a kid. Like
you did
RuneScape, Club Penguin, like those computer games where you put the CD-ROM in the computer. I did that a lot. But yeah, I was a big Nintendo fan as a kid too, so I could have gone in any direction.
I guess that's true. I guess the only one we really didn't have was the PlayStation.
I'm surprised I didn't get into PlayStation. I blame Halo for that. Because my brother, he always had a PlayStation, and we'd watch him play Call of Duty, God of War, Spider-Man. But yeah, I think Halo Reach is what made us go. And then you guys were playing Xbox, so we wanted to play with you guys too. I think that's the other thing
Yeah.
too. But
It seems so cold and foreign to have a console that didn't have Halo. It just didn't seem good.
Mhm.
It felt bad,
But
like a bad taste
wrong.
in my mouth.
so, our pros of PC. Talk about that.
You want to start us off?
Sure. I mean, you can use the keyboard and mouse for Xbox, but I enjoy the keyboard and mouse for my specific games. It makes me feel like my arm's actually moving the gun. With a controller, you're just like moving your thumb, which moves it. I kind of like how it makes me feel like I'm actually like a little more engaged. So I like that aspect of the mouse and keyboard for certain games. It gives you that flexibility, like we've talked about already, that you can do what you want.
That's funny because that's actually one of my cons is the mouse and keyboard awkwardness. For a console player going to keyboard, and I've only been on mouse and keyboard for a year and a half, 2 years, it's still kind of awkward with the controls and stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Because I just don't game enough on it to be super, super comfortable. But I'm comfortable now, but it's still kind of awkward here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the keyboard and mouse for about 6 years now, so I'm used to it. And I love it. It's like how do you explain it? It's like it's a part of your body, the mouse.
Mhm.
Extension of yourself, exactly.
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel fully natural both ways, honestly. Okay. No, but seriously, I do. If I pick up a controller, it feels good. If I pick up a mouse and keyboard, it feels good.
That's a good balance. I don't know what I can say that I can say about as a pro for a PC. It's just an all-in-one system. You get it for everything. I can watch YouTube like you can do on a Xbox. I can do my schoolwork. I can browse the internet with ease. I can type a paper. I can play games. I can plug in my VR. I can, it's an all-in-one system for me. And so I decided if I were to play games while I'm in school, I might as well do it all within one system because I'm going to get a computer anyway. So a lot of people argue that PCs are just too expensive if you want to play games on it. But if you're going to buy a computer and a console, you might as well put the money into both. Because if you like a controller, you can use the controller on PC. I don't know what your argument would be, especially if you're an Xbox fan. Just like what Sawyer did. He's playing Xbox on his PC, basically, with his Xbox friends from his PC.
Yep.
And unless he had friends that play on PlayStation, I don't see the reason why you would use your Xbox if you had a high-end PC like you do now.
Like I've got an Xbox logo on my, what do you call that? My bottom dashboard thing. Like it feels like an Xbox, you know?
Yeah, the taskbar.
Yeah, sorry, taskbar. I got an Xbox logo right there. It's always there.
Yeah. So for me, I just feel like it's just not worth it unless you have a tight budget and you're not planning on getting your own personal computer and you're not in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like more casual thing in my opinion to get a console. I know there's like professional teams that play on console or whatever.
Most of that's
but
gone
it
away
seems
though.
more casual for me. It just seems very casual, very inexpensive for the most part. The Xbox Series S is a cheaper version of the Series X, so if you want to get a cheaper version, you can do that. But you can do the same thing with the PC. If you want to buy a cheaper PC that can run like most of the games I play don't even need a lot of specs. Valorant doesn't need a lot of requirements to run it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see the reason why you would not get a gaming PC. I feel like in 10 years, PC is going to be all there is.
So
really,
so I don't think so
yeah,
for that.
Me either.
But that was my main pro is that everything's there. Like I can spend 4 hours on my PC doing my homework. Then I can play 2 hours of video games if I need to and stuff like that. But the con that I see, it takes up space in a different way than a console does, if that makes sense. For a PC, I have to have a desk. I have to have like a certain area for my PC. Whereas with the console, I just hook it up my TV that's already in my living room and things like that. And the reason I bring this up is like one of the reasons that I feel like my brother doesn't get one is because he doesn't really have a place to put it in his house. He doesn't really have an office. He just has a living room with his TV, and there's a couple bedrooms for his kids and things like that.
That makes sense. I never thought about that before.
It's tough to like justify getting a PC when you don't have a place to put it. But if you do have a place to put it, I just think it's better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't think consoles are going anywhere is for my pro for consoles is it's easy to start up gaming. Like, you give a 5-year-old a PC, like, yeah, they'll eventually be able to, and that'll become second nature to them to play their games and whatnot on the PC. But it's easier, save space. You don't have to find a specific area for your kid to play their game. They just play it in the living room where you can see them.
Yeah, parents are not going to all switch to PC for their kids. It's not trustworthy. They don't want their kids on the computer, have their own computer in their own room because you have to have a whole space for it. They want them on the TV where they can watch them, see what they're playing. It's super easy for them to maintain it, buy games for it. Right. They just put it in the game.
I think the adult scene is going to go mainly PC here in a few years.
Yeah.
But I don't think consoles are going to go away, or they're probably not even going to lose that much money.
No.
Because they have those exclusives like we talked about. People are going to buy the system for the exclusives. Things like that.
Well, when I made that statement, I wasn't thinking about like Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo will always make us impressed with the things they do, which will not be on PC.
Uh-huh.
And that's a really great system for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine a 5-year-old playing a PlayStation, but they do. And I won't be surprised if Sony does the same thing where they can have their own little system on PC as well. And I feel like in the future, the percentage of people that still play Microsoft or Sony games will do it from a PC, but through their service, just like you're doing, Sawyer.
Mm.
Because a lot of people kind of want that experience, I think. There's people that want that casual couch gaming experience, but then there's those people that want to have that increased experience as well, where they can have a higher graphical advantage or experience doing it from their own computer that they have already, where they can do other stuff as well.
Okay, I do agree with you, actually, Carter. I agree that the physical console will die because we've already seen.
That's what we've
already seen.
I'm not saying they're gonna die.
I think
it's just all gonna be Steam.
Xbox and PlayStation, I don't think will ever die because gaming is just getting bigger. But I think the physical consoles they make will die because we're gonna get to a stage in life where our internet connection is so strong. We're already seeing them having mobile gaming become a thing with Game Pass has it, and PlayStation's starting to get into it. That once our connections are good enough, their servers will be able to run the games. We don't have to buy a console; we can just play it on our TVs because the whole operation is through them. So I guess you're right.
I can even imagine them making a PC, their own PC.
Sorry, cloud gaming.
A Microsoft PC or a Sony PC.
Yeah, and making like a little like tiny, like a phone maybe that you plug into your TV in the other room, so you just turn it on, and then you can use your PC from the other room, but plugged into your TV. Thinking that you're meaning that they weren't going to have living room gaming anymore, like on your TV at all. And I was like, that's not going to work.
Gaming.
And hopefully with Steam Link you could do that, because it was fun that one day. So we were all roommates for one semester here, and before we were all married and all that, and we ended up pulling Carter's PC out of his room into the living room, and we all played Duck Game. You remember that night?
Oh yeah,
it was so much fun. So much fun.
Duck Game.
So if you could get Steam Link and just do that to your TV, that'd be so much fun.
Uh-huh.
We played Duck Game. We played a few. We played a game called Crawl.
Oh yeah,
where one person was the hero and the rest of us were trying to kill the hero.
Mm-hmm.
And we played another game called Ultimate Chicken Horse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ultimate Chicken
Horse. I recommend all three of those for party games. They're good.
Those are great. And I think those are even on the Switch and the Xbox, PlayStation.
I'm pretty sure.
But I guess I want to say one of my cons for PC is, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Carter. Maybe it was just my adolescence of brain or whatever. So I bought a $2,000 laptop. Well, I didn't pay that much for it. I got it as a gift, partly. So I decided to get something nice, and I got it. And I couldn't play Warzone on it just 2 years later without it looking complete garbage. Like, so I got it in 2018, and it couldn't run Warzone in 2020. It still can't. But the only way it'd run is if I put the graphics way down. So
Right.
to me, it seems like with PC you have to upgrade it much more because there's not a person who's maintaining it for your console, like I said before, with Xbox and PlayStation.
Well,
You want to know what? Oh, go ahead.
I think that's the problem with laptops compared to an actual PC. Is the laptop, they have to shove everything into a 2-inch like thick space, and so like, yeah, some things are just gonna get damaged over a year and a half or 2 years. Like, and also you're carrying it to class and things like that, dropping it on the floor with your backpack and not realizing how hard you're dropping it and things like that, probably. And
yeah, I wouldn't say it's damaged at all, and it's got a lot of good. It's a powerful laptop. It's got everything you'd want.
But what I'm saying is that wear and tear happens a lot faster, I feel like, in the laptop because there's less space than there is in the PC. But I could be completely wrong.
Yeah,
But that was
I want to be corrected, but it could not run Warzone, and when that happened, and I paid that much money for it, it pissed me off so much. It's like, why the crap would I do this to my? Why would I pay this much for a PC, well, laptop, and I can't even play a Call of Duty game? When an Xbox One that was made, whatever. But go on. You correct me.
So your problem is your fans. So I remember you were telling me how hot your laptop would get when you would game. And if it is hot to the touch, like if it's actually really hot to your fingertips, it's telling you that your computer is melting. Your CPU is really fragile and delicate, and if that gets really hot, it's basically the brain of the computer, and if that gets damaged, it just slows everything down. Especially like what Colin said, everything's really tightly put together. In our computers, our desktops, there's so much space, and there's multiple fans that are blowing the hot air out and bringing in cold air in and keeping it healthy. And I had a laptop in 2014. That's where I first started getting into PC gaming. And where the battery was located, where I would put my left hand, that's where it would get really hot. And I couldn't even run it unless my charger was plugged in. And it wore and tore it took me like 6 months to a year. And it melted. And it was a $1,300 computer. And if you look up the specs of your laptop online, I can almost guarantee you that it will still be a good amount of specs, because the type of parts in your computer last quite a while. It's not like the specs of an Xbox will last you 10 years and a computer will only last you 1 year. It just depends on how much you're wearing and tearing it. So Colin is correct.
Yeah, but I only gamed on it for 6 months, and then my sister and future wife had it, and they just did school on it, and then it sat in a room for 6 months, powered off, completely shut down. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use it that much because I want to get a nice one that promised me that I could game because it's a Razer Blade, right?
Yep.
And then after only 6 months of gaming, it couldn't run Warzone. And I mean, it was always hot. I mean, it's gonna be hot. That was like the only complaint about it, was that the fans are loud and it gets hot. And it's been hot from day one, as I expected. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is it's hot. Like, because so for those of you wondering, I have an HP Omen laptop. That's the one I got back in 2016 because I did want to game a little bit on PC, but it was mainly for school. But I was like, if I'm going to get a laptop, I'm going to get one that's high end and I can do what I want on it. And if I wanted to get into gaming, I could on my laptop. And the hottest it ever got, like right now it's a little warm, because it's a 6-year-old laptop. But the hottest it ever got was we played, I think, 5 hours of Counter-Strike, and the top, like above like the F keys. Sorry, I'm saying like again. Above the F keys got really hot, and that's where my fans are. But like, I don't know, this PC doesn't really get hot, and I think that's why it's lasted, just because it doesn't get hot.
Well, mine only gets hot there too, above the F keys on the power button. It gets really hot there, and then I can feel it gradually get a little hot at the F keys and down below, but below it doesn't get hot on my WASD part. It's just like when I can feel the heat off that top part as well.
The other thing is it can really compact with dust, and it's harder to clear out the dust inside a laptop than it is with the normal desktop, because you could just take off the side and blow the dust out and keep it clean. But when I opened up my old laptop, I opened it up and it was just caked with dust. It was bad. And that really can damage it because it just suffocates the whole computer. So there's a lot of factors. And what I would tell you is to just give it a year on your new computer and just see if there's any difference. Just kind of think back, because I can guarantee you your computer that you have right now will last you a lot longer than your laptop.
I hope so. Well, okay, now that I'm remembering, this could also be adolescence of as well. I got the new NBA 2K on my laptop, like 2 months old, and it didn't run it that well either.
When you first got the
laptop?
when
I first got it, did not run. I had to put the graphics down to a point where I didn't want it to look that bad. The frames were better than a console, of course, but the graphics weren't worth it. I still played it because I was forced to because I didn't have a console, but I don't know. I was unimpressed. But
right. No, I've had my computer since 2018, and I've upgraded the graphics card and the monitor. But other than that, it's been running great. And the only reason why I upgraded the graphics card is because of some extra money that I got. Stimulus. So I had really no reason to upgrade it, but I was just stupid and spent a couple $100. And I'm happy with it. But I'm not trying to tell you that like my computer wouldn't work without it. Like if I didn't upgrade it, it would still be the same as it was when I got it. So
yeah,
I wouldn't worry too much.
So can I bring up one more con with console or with controllers?
Sure, yeah.
Really quick, because Carter was talking about dust inside the computer and stuff, and like dust inside of his laptop. The grossest thing ever is a well-worn controller, and then like looking at like the crevices and stuff of it with like all the dead skin and all the like dirt and just disgusting stuff. Like that's like, I don't know. After I play with the controller for too long, I actually have to like either get a new one or I have to deep clean it because it just grosses me out. So not consoles, but controllers in general.
Yeah.
Just get a can of air for the PC. Just spray the keyboard. Just spray all over the place. It really keeps it up. Keeps it clean.
Take care of it.
I guess talking about specs as well, both a pro and a con. A pro of console a pro of PC is you don't have to wait for a company to come out with a upgrade. You'll always have them because they're coming out every year. For a console, you have to wait for that to happen, which is both. I think it's kind of pro because it's kind of exciting, but it's also a con because you have to wait if you were wanting more. It kind of takes away your freedom a little bit there. You can upgrade it what you want with the PC, which is cool.
Yeah. I just never liked the idea of hearing that consoles were locked at a frames per second, which made sense because their restrictions with their specs, they're all the same. And if you wanted to increase your graphics, that would be dumb because you would just make your performance worse. So there's a lot more freedom with the PC, which is fine if that's your thing. But if it's not your thing, then don't worry about it.
So do we want to make a consensus? Which one's better?
You know what I like.
I know you like PC. I'm still mixed. I still like.
I like the Switch. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Wow.
Honestly, I don't even want to get into the Switch. I don't know. Whatever. I'm glad I have it, but I'm just kind of unimpressed with some of their games.
Well, you're unimpressed with Breath of the Wild, and that was the main reason they made the Switch. So
we're talking about that another day.
Yes, we will talk about that when we talk about Zelda.
Yeah, Probably in a week or two. So
For me, I am completely torn. I couldn't say which one I like better. They're both great. Just for my situation in life right now, I made the switch to PC out of necessity, but who knows? I mean, I like both things for what they give me. I can't make a choice because I feel like I'll always be torn. I'll have experiences on both where I'm just unhappy with certain aspects that bring me to both, and it's annoying. But what can you do?
no friends or family to play with. Which one would you pick right now?
Ooh, like if you're saying just to game on, like right now,
Yep.
like no other
No one that you know.
no situations.
Like no friends that you're being pressured to play with. Nothing.
Yeah, I'd go Xbox.
Oh yeah.
If there's no other situation, if it was just purely for gaming by myself, yeah, I'd go Xbox for sure.
Right.
But that's not how life is, man. It's not how life is.
I feel like if I didn't have friends to game with or family to game with, I would probably pick Switch because it is my most casual gaming like console. Because like Xbox, like I just play with friends. Like I didn't play by myself. Like if I played by myself, it's usually a game that I get really into. And the last game that, yeah, Skyrim. The last game I really got into was Breath of the Wild. So I don't know. It'd probably be the Switch because I feel like I wouldn't be as much in gaming if it wasn't for my friends and family.
That's true. Our families are pretty big into games.
Yeah.
Just like any kind of game, card games, board games, you name it.
And honestly, if I didn't have friends, I don't know if I would game that much. I think it might fall out of my life because I think I've already said this, but I have a hard time with solo games anymore. Just like playing a storyline by myself with a bunch of AI. I have a hard time with those games anymore. I probably would fall out of it, honestly, because the only reason why I game is for the experiences with you guys and stuff, having fun, talking, and playing competitive games. And the love would be taken out of it because it's you guys that make it fun.
Yeah. Of course, it's you guys as well, but for me, I really love the competitiveness, which includes you guys. Like when we do something awesome together against a team competitively, I love that.
Best
but
feeling.
I will give the next Elder Scrolls a chance, but I'm with you, Colin.
For sure.
Or not with you, Sawyer. I mean, I have a hard time just putting in the time in my home, just alone, just playing some solo game. I don't find that worth it to me nowadays just because of the life I'm living right now. But if I'm socializing with you guys, bonding with bonding with friends and family, and it makes it more worthwhile to me.
I feel like that's going to be more how I am once we have a kid, where I have less time. But like right now, it's just the only time I play casual games is when you guys aren't on or my friends aren't on. And it's just like, well, I guess I'm going to play a game.
I could totally see the enticement of playing a solo game where it's all under your control. You could pause the game whenever you want and stop. Yeah, that sounds nice too.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, join the Discord. It's down below, and look at our other social medias. We're going to be posting there a little more often. Hit up the question of the week. We started doing this. I missed 1 week, the second week I ever did it, so sorry about that. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Keep a lookout for some new gaming videos that we'll have posted. We're excited to make some more content for you guys. Check it out. Give it some love. Thanks.
Mwah.